Today we're going to be building the 0G single-sided paddock stand. So let's get straight into it. So before we get into building the 0G single-sided swing arm paddock stand, albeit a mouthful, I'm just going to talk about some of the specs. So it's got a steel construction, so it's nice and durable. It also has a billet aluminium pin ranging from 21.5mm up to 53.7. If you're curious, the speed triple that I have from 2017 uses a 27.4, but the 27.5 billet aluminium pin works with this paddock stand. Now, other good things is the fact that it can hold weights up to 300 kilograms, albeit we did go to the Oxfords to do some training and they said it could hold a few tons if you have the arm strength. Now, all the constructions, the wheels are larger, so it's a lot easier to wheel about. It doesn't make as much noise either. It's 6.7 kilograms, so if you wanted to do a workout at home, you could. But the whole purpose of this paddock stand is to make it easy for us to maintain our motorcycles. So the rear wheel, anything to do with the back there, the chain and everything else like that is what you'll use this for. Now, it's a really nice construction. It has little bits to keep the paint protected, albeit this one on this side, it's a bit scuffed up because I am a bit reckless. Now, to building it. So in the box, this is what you're going to get. You're going to have 3 little components that are attached together. You have the nuts and bolts, 6 of those. They're going to be 13mm spanners that you're going to need 2 of them. And then for the pin, you're just going to need a 6mm Allen key. Now, it's quite a simple process that we're going to take you through right now, and it shouldn't be too difficult. One side note is if you're struggling to get this main bar on, is to acquire a mallet or something with brute force to try and push it in. Because of the tension between the components, it might prove a little bit difficult. So the bits that we need first are the ones with the wheels. So what we're going to do is face this the same side, preferably on that side. The wheels are facing the same direction, like so. As you can see on the inside, there's holes that you need to match up to allow these bolts to go through. You have a washer on either side and then tighten it down. I like to have it where the actual nut itself will be facing away from the obstruction, which is the wheels. So we're going to put that through, take one of these washers off, and like so. Washer on top, and then nut on top of that. Right, so because I don't like to waste time, I've got one with a socket and one without. What I'm going to do is tighten it down slightly to get in position, because obviously I need to get the other one on as well. So we're going to get the handle and we're going to now install it on top of this. You want the rubber protectors to be facing down with the paddock stand, if that makes sense, so away from the long bar here where the pin is. Just install it like so. This is where you might have to introduce some brute force to try and get it in the hole, because you do develop some tension between either side. So luckily for me this time I didn't have to introduce brute force. All I did was shimmy it down, so just go one side and the other and then the other side, and just kind of shimmy it all the way down until the lines match up on the inside, the holes that is. And as you can see, it's a bit over there, so I'm going to have to pull it out slightly, but then all you need to do is attach the bolts to it. Now if you're thinking about torque settings, I can't think of any, not that it really matters. I would go to TD spec, which is that'll do. So that's what we're going to do with the last few bolts, and then we're going to install the pin so it's nice, finished and ready to be used on these speed triple. For the pin, this is going to be the 27.5mm pin for the speed triple. The way to install it is quite simply, you just unscrew the 6mm Allen key bolt and you get 2 bearings. What you want is the pin to be inserted this way, so obviously where the swing arm's going to be, your bike's going to be in the middle of that. 1 bearing installed on one side and then another bearing on the other side. Now if you want to take it a bit further, I would say grease the bearings just to prevent like periodical rust on it, but it's not that big of an issue for me, and I can do that on a later date, i.e. I don't actually have grease in my garage at the moment. So nice and simply just install it like that. It has a big old washer to keep the bearing in place, and get the little 6mm, tighten it down, and it's ready to be used on the old Speedy. So let's now try and test it out on Speedy. I'm going to try and do it in 1 smooth motion, but I'm not that kind of guy. We go over here to this side on the single sided swing arm, you'll see where the pin goes. So all you have to do is slot it in like so, get it all the way to the end, let it rest, take the bike so it's centered like this. Balance it if you've got the skills on the till. What you need to do is now push down and hope for the best. Sorted. And then just like that, you have easy access to your rear wheel, your chain. You can do your adjustments, you can do your lubrications, cleaning, everything else like that. Take the wheel off, do whatever you like at the back of this bike now that the Paddock stand is now installed. That'll be it for this video. If you did enjoy it, give us a thumbs up. Be sure to comment down below what you want to see next. Be sure to subscribe, ride safe, and we'll see you all soon. I could be a hamster, you know?